Good morning, friends. Welcome to the Wise Virtual Studio. My name is Minda, and I'll be subbing in for really tough shoes to fill. So I'll be filling in for Chance this week. He should be back next week. I usually teach yoga flow on Thursday evenings here in our virtual studio at 5 p.m. If you like my class, maybe you'll try checking out. But I'm glad you're doing our first login week. And here on the virtual live stream, you'll be able to check out lots of different formats, classes throughout the day, 6 days a week. So I'm glad you're taking a little time with us. Team, it's the beginning of a brand new week. We'll get started with a 30-minute yoga class. After this, I'll restart the class for meditation. So feel free, if you've gotten what you need from the 30-minute practice, maybe we end there. But if you'd like to follow that with meditation, just go back to the Y page, click on the meditation class, and we'll be able to meditate together for a little bit more. Now, no matter what we're doing today, this is our time. This is your time to connect deeply with yourself, with your body, with your emotions, and just spend a little bit of quality time with yourself. Now, throughout this practice, I'm hoping you'll listen to your body and honor it. We'll do some strengthening moves together. We'll do some stretching moves together. Sometimes we might go to places where it might challenge your body. Challenge is okay if that's what you are looking for. If you're experiencing any pain, that's your body's way of telling you, please honor me. Move me slightly differently. Do something that honors us. What do you think, team? Shall we warm up? Let's just use our breath to ground ourselves in today's practice. First, sitting comfortably on your mat. Let's climb up our spine. I'm lifting my ribs right off of my waist. I'm trying to lengthen up through the top of my head. My chin is gently tucked and my spine long. Shoulders relaxed and easy. And just close your eyes for a bit and begin to deeply breathe. Our normal breath tends to stop at our chest. For now, I ask perhaps we move it down a little deeper right into our belly, so that as you breathe in, your belly rises. Deep breath. And your chest stays put. As we exhale, we just empty out completely. Just staying with that. Full breath to belly. Completely exhale. Let go of everything. As we begin to breathe, notice how your breath transforms your body. Notice what happens as you breathe in. What happens as you breathe out? After your next full breath in and out, I'll ask that you open your eyes. As we begin to move just a little more, let's take another deep breath in. We're inviting the day in. We're exhaling out. Another one, deep breath in. I'm lengthening, trying to make my spine even longer as I reach up. Now on this inhale, we're breathing in, and I'm just finding my head with my right hand and letting gravity draw my head as though towards my neck, my shoulders, to release, and then let it go. Let's do that again. Deep breath. But this time, it's my left hand. And gravity just gently works its magic as I stretch my neck. And then release. How about we warm up our spine, team? From our seated position, just making my way to tabletop, hands and knees. Shoulders over hands. My knees are right underneath my hips. I'm breathing out to take my cat stretch. Breathing in as my chest comes through, my eyes, my hips lift. And we'll do that a few more times. Exhale to arch. Inhale, chest lowers, eyes, hips lift. Let's do that 2 more times. These are amongst my favorite moves to do. First thing in the morning, last thing at night. Taking myself from spinal flexion in my cat to spinal extension in my cow. Now team, just come back to a neutral spine. I'm just stepping out to a plank. And from my plank, I'm pushing my hips back for a down dog. And beginning to walk my dog. I'm just pedaling my heels to stretch my calves. I'm lifting my hip bones high to the sky as though they're trying to be warmed by the sun. And I'm pressing my chest back to my thighs. In doing so, I feel my spine lengthen. I'm feeling my heart open. By walking my dog, I'm stretching my calves. Now team, both heels pressed to mat. They may not touch the mat, as you can see mine aren't. I've got a long spine. From here, I'm going to walk myself forward, bringing my feet right underneath my hips for forward fold. From here, breathe and just curl on up to standing. And turn to me for just a little bit. We'll turn back to the short end of our mat in just a bit, team. But let's become mountains together. I'm starting with my feet right underneath my hips. And I'm just trying to experiment and see what my foundation feels like. So you can see I'm just rolling onto the outer blade and the inner blade of my feet. And then I'm going to try to evenly distribute the weight across both feet so there's equal pressure across the balls of my feet, heels of my feet. Now root down into the earth, lift all 10 toes, spread your toes wide, and then one by one, bring your toes down to the mat, send energy into the earth. Feel yourself grounded and rooted. Maybe we do that again. I'm just going to release. Lifting all 10 toes up, splaying them wide. One by one, bringing them down to the earth. Got even pressure across the balls of my feet, right at my heels. My feet rooting into the earth. This is the beginning of our mountain pose, team. From here, engage the back of your legs, your calves. Engage them. Keep them engaged and begin to draw your kneecaps as though to your hips. Feel your quads, the front of your thighs, engage. Engage your glutes to support. Our lower half is strong. With that engagement, we're now going to take that strength up to our upper body. So yet again, I'm lifting my ribs away from my waist. That invisible string pulling me all the way up to the ceiling and my chin gently tucked. Shoulders relaxed and down. There's a little tension between my shoulder blades, keeping my heart open. I'm shooting energy out through my fingertips and out through the top of my head. This is mountain. Full body engagement. How we release. Then come back into your mountain again, team. From your mountain, let's warm our hips and sit back in a chair. I'm just sending my hips back up and coming up to standing. Now I'm just going to give you the sideways view. In my chair, I'm keeping my spine in neutral, nice and long. If you'd like, hands can come at paired heart instead of by ears. Team, let's do that a few more times together. Oh, feel your hips warm. And we stand proud in our mountain. Now, team, I'm coming to the short end of my mat. We'll take 2 slow sun salutations together. We're rooting down. Now, what I'm going to do for my first forward fold, I'm going to take my hands right at the crease of my hips. I'm bending my knees. I'm lengthening my spine as I go, and I'm slowly squishing my hands between my belly, my thighs. And I'm coming down, staying in extension for as long as I can. Once I stop and I can't stay in extension, that's when I release my head. Team, if you can keep your hands squished between belly and thighs, and maybe if we can keep that squish and lift our hips a little more, that is your forward fold. And we're going to stay here for a little bit. Just let your low back disengage. Your hamstring stretch. Let's try that one more time, team. Breathe, curl on up. Maybe we bring arms up. And we land. We're going to fold one more time. Folding this way is going to keep your low back long and safe, even as we stretch our hamstrings. I'm just slowly making my way down into my fold. Maybe your fold looks like this. Maybe we straighten our legs a little more. But we breathe. Okay, team, we're going to make our way into a slow modified sun A. I'm taking my right leg, stepping it back, and lowering my hips into a low lunge. From a low lunge, I'm stepping to a down dog. I'm feeling my spine nice and long. And I'm breathing as I come forward to a plank position. As I come forward, you can stay on toes. I'm dropping to knees. I'm maintaining a nice long back as I slowly lower, bending my elbows back. No more than halfway down for chaturanga. And then all the way to mat for our baby cobra. Keeping my hands right underneath my shoulders. I'm drawing my shoulders away from ears. And using just my back muscles, lifting my chest. Okay, team, from here, tuck your toes, send yourself to a down dog. And with our next breath, right leg lunging forward. And if your foot didn't make it, feel free to help it out. And step into your fold. From our fold, we'll take a flat back. With your hands to shins, lift your chest. I'm sending my shoulders down into my pant pockets and you find that your hamstrings that feel like they're pulling, feel free to bend your knees a little and maybe become a little higher up in our flat back. Now take another deep breath, come right back down to your fold. And let's rise all the way up. Oh, extended mountain, saying hello to the morning and landing. What do you say, team? Should we do that again? A deep breath. Let's take an extended mountain. Knees bend, hips hinge, lengthen down to your fold. Maybe it stays like this. Maybe we can keep our hips belly connected. We might send our hips back or up a little more. Let's take a deep breath. Feel your low back release, your hamstrings release. With our next breath, your left leg, we're sending it back for a lunge. I'm lowering my hips and looking up. Before stepping to a down dog, I'm planting both hands, sending my hips high. Let's take another breath. Make your way forward to a plank, toes or knees, chaturanga. No more than halfway down. Maybe we stop a little higher up. To our up dog or a baby cobra, your choice. Back to a down dog. We breathe. And I'm bending both legs, trying to spring load my legs before I pounce my left leg forward for a lunge. From here, team, I'm just stepping into a fold. I've got my feet underneath my hips. You can have feet together if you like. Take another breath. Flat back. Remember, if you're feeling a pulling on the back of your legs, you can always bend our knees. Our chest proud. Take another deep breath. Back to your fold. Belly and ribs snuggled right next to your thighs. Take another breath. We rise. We say hello to the day. And we land. Team, turn back to me. Oh, let's do a little bit of twisting motions. We're just going to make our way back into a chair this time. Hands at heart. Feeling the strength and power in your hips. Lengthen your spine. With a deep breath, I'm bringing my left hand to knee. My right hand reaches up, and I'm looking to my feet. Just opening my heart, my shoulders. Breathe and release. Back into our chair. Breathe. Sit back up. Or sit back up. Oh, let's come back into our chair and twist the other way. First, I breathe to prepare. I exhale to enter my twist. Another breath and an exhale. And I send my arm up. And if for those who wish, you can always wrap an arm behind instead. I'm still looking down to my feet. Then I breathe and release it. I let my hands land. Team, turn back to the short end of your mat. Let's come back into our fold. Lengthen down into your fold. From here, I'm just stepping back to a tabletop position. Love twists. I feel like twists have a way of stretching out and releasing tension from the body. So team, I'm going to thread the needle to you. With my breath, I prepare my back arm lifts. I'm exhaling to thread. And maybe you're threading to me. Now your hand, you can leave it where it was. If you'd like a little more intensity, I'm pushing my hand into the mat. Or maybe instead, what you wish is to wrap. I'm just staying here for a few breaths before I release it and go the other way. Take your time, team. If you'd like to stay in the pose a little longer, feel free. Take a deep breath to prepare. Exhale. I always exhale into my twist, and I take my time to prepare my body for that rotational movement. Now, right now, I'm pushing my hand down into mat. Maybe that doesn't feel right. That's okay. For those who wish to wrap an arm behind, feel free. And stay in that for as long as you wish. I'm coming out for a bit and making my way into a child's pose. Just taking my knees wide, toes together. I'm stretching my hands out long in front of me, and I'm pulling back from my palms, and I'm feeling a lengthening in my spine, even as my hips open. Now, team, we're breathing, sitting back up, making our way to seated. And I'm just going to twist a little bit more. Aim from here, right leg bent and left leg over. Now, if you're like me and your left sit bone is coming off, let's extend the right leg. Tall and lifted. I'm just trying to lift out of my low back before I breathe and try to open up even more spaces between my vertebrae. And I'm exhaling into my twist. Now release the twist when you're ready. I'm just prepping to switch sides. Starting with my left leg bent. Right leg comes down, and I'm checking in with my right sit bone. If it's lifting, I then take my left leg long. Before I twist, I want to find all the length I can in my spine. I can hear my mom in my head, Minda, lift, lift and lengthen. So I hear you, Mom. I'm going to lengthen and twist. Okay, team, stay in your twist for as long as you wish. I'm releasing my twist and prepping for a turtle. I've got the soles of my feet together. My legs are long. I'm breathing, trying to lengthen my spine yet again. I'm coming into slight spinal extension as I try to pull my heart to you, and I know you're trying to pull your heart to me. And we stop at the edge, which is just a little uncomfortable. It's there we stop and we breathe to make the uncomfortable comfortable. We're just relaxing our shoulders. We're releasing tension from our face, releasing expression from our face, just letting go. Now, team, if you're here in this fold with me, breathe, release it briefly. Reach back up. We're in slight extension again as we make ourselves reach for each other yet again. I find the second time in a stretch, my ligaments are a little more ready for the stretch. And we let go. We'll find flexibility and surrender rather than force. Now, team, breathe and sit back up. Let's send your right leg long, left leg tucks. I'm just lifting up my right hip and drawing it back. Now, if you know your hamstrings are short or tight, feel free to bend the knee. Breathe and lengthen before we exhale, and try to pull our hearts forward rather than down to the ground. I'm just letting go yet again. Now, team, one more time. Breathe, lift and lengthen. Exhale, soften forward. What can we soften as we breathe? Then when ready, we let it go and we switch legs. Just extending my left leg. Before I do more, I'm lifting up my left hip, drawing it back. That makes it a little easier for my body to accept this fold. Hamstrings are short or tight, we bend our knee. Breathe in length. Exhale tightness as we make our way forward. I find the first time my body is saying, "What are you trying to do? I'm not sure about this yet." So then I let it go before coming back into it again. Breathing to prepare. Exhaling to fold. My body is starting to be like, "Oh yeah, you know what, this actually feels kind of good." And not only does it feel good, but I'm a little more ready to let go. Now, team, breathe and sit back up. Let's bring both legs together. Lengthen. Exhale. Forward we go. Now, maybe your fold, we're here. That's okay. We want our low back long, safe and supported. And if we can keep our spine long, we might come a little further forward. Just as before, I find second time, even third or fourth time feels a little better. Before we make our way forward and release, hopefully, any feelings of compression in your low back. Releasing tightness in the back of your thighs. Breathe and sit back up. Just coming to a cross-legged position. Oh, team, 30 minutes goes by a little bit too quickly. Oh. But how about we breathe and seal our practice? We invited a length back into our body. Exhale things that are weighing your body down, weighing down your mind. Breathe in. Take with you all that nourishes you, all that uplifts you, and we draw it to ourselves. Team, this might be the end of our 30-minute practice. If you'd like to come back for a 30-minute guided meditation, you'll just have to check in on the other class for today's back half. If you're leaving me now, the goodness in me bows to the goodness in you. Namaste. And know that you take a little bit of my love with you as you go. Chance will be back next week. For now, if you're preparing for meditation, this might be a great time to get a pair of socks, which I will be doing so in just a bit. Maybe something to warm you. And maybe I'll see you again another time. But come back, check out the rest of our schedule on your virtual Y. We've got a lot of great instructors here ready to move and groove with you. Thanks, team. come back for meditation if you'd like. I'll see you in a bit.